There we are. Let's just go 2x over here to try and catch up. And welcome everyone to game number 1 in the next series of the day. JorDan versus Miguel. We'll play in the blue and red colors respectively on the right hand side and left hand side of the map. This is gonna take place on Arabia in JorDan. JorDan's making use of Burgundians. Of all civilizations he had, he decides to go for Burgundians. Miguel, on the other hand, he's got the Mayans instead. So what do we get for JorDan? The civilization is going to get access to eco upgrades 1 inch earlier for a 40% food discount. Besides that, we also have for the Burgundians access to Cavalier in the Castle Age, a 50% discount on stable upgrades, and 25% higher attack on gunpowder units. A team bonus will give the civilization food income from relics in addition to gold income at the same rate. And for Miguel, on the other hand, we'll see the red player with Mayans gets 1 extra villager upon starting the game at the expense of 50 food. He also gets 10, 15, and actually 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the field castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 15% longer lasting resources, with the team bonus being cheaper walls. So you can see that Miguel is already going for a little bit of a wall layout in front of his base, and we'll take a look at what map generation is looking like for both these players in a moment, but right now it's quite clear that Miguel is going to try and play a little bit more passively, not passively over here, a little bit more defensively, but he's not going to be passive at all. He is sending already a militia forward, and since JorDan is going to be the one under pressure, let's take a look at his map generation really quickly. So the blue player's got the main goal forward. He's got the secondary goals, both of these up in the north, very far away. He's got the main stone up in the north as well, and the secondary stone down the south over here, and all these resources are so freaking far away, it blows my mind. The main stone maybe not so much, but it's on a slope on the hill over there, and the main goal over here is maybe not so far away, but it's also very close to the slope, very close to the hill, and it's not the best map generation for JorDan. Even if he connected the wood lines and went for the walls towards the edge of the map, he wouldn't be able to secure a single wood line, for instance. Meanwhile, on the left hand side, Miguel is in a much better position. I'm conflicted because I enjoyed both these players. Well, I'm going to make it even harder for you. Now I'm going to start the predictions for the next 5 minutes. You're gonna have the choice of JorDan as option number 1. You can use your channel points, of course, and Miguel as option number 2. There you are. VLH is coming up already for both these players. And yeah, Miguel is going for the walls. Indeed. Although he is gonna go for a standard flush over here, we won't really see a fast castle attempt. So for the red player, he's got the main goal towards the southeast. The secondary goal, or the main stone, sorry, is going to be on the left hand side. Secondary goal on the left hand side as well. Secondary stone on the right hand side. And the other secondary goal is actually beyond the woodlands over here. You cannot see it, but it's underneath the scoreboard. You can see it over here in the minimap. Anyway, going for the walls like this shouldn't be too difficult for him. And this way, he'll be able to secure the stone. He'll be able to secure the gold. And he'll be able to secure the woodland as well. So that's fantastic. Miguel's map looks like the Viper's map axe? Yeah, it does. Archer ranges for JorDan. On the 1 archer range, rather, Miguel. He's gonna go for his own archer range very soon as well, JorDan. He's gonna have to defend himself against the militias, and should be able to do it just fine. Yeah, well done. Well done, he brings the scout over. He's already got into the field edge, so the scout will collapse the militias. Back home, Miguel does have the archer range coming up right away. This is what we are expecting to see. A full wall into a flush. And JorDan, on the other hand, he is trying to get the walls up. But yeah, once again, even if he connects the wall lines and connects to the edge of the map, he won't really be able to secure a single woodland, which is really rough. for a civilization such as JorDan's, which is going to be slower at the beginning because of the eco upgrades taking resources and kind of slowing you down at the very beginning before they eventually pay off. And especially against Miguel's civilization, against an archer civilization, right? It's gonna be rough. A few archers roaming around from Miguel could very easily push the villages from JorDan away from the wood lines, away from the deer, away from the gold. A few archers coming forward from Miguel could push JorDan's villagers away from everything. It's gonna start working towards that. Is Miguel trying to hide his archery range? Well, players at this level, they know what's coming. If Miguel was trying to fast castle, he would have gone up significantly later. So JorDan knows that the uptime from Miguel is for a flush. So that's why also we see skirmishers coming out from JorDan right away. It's also going to be easier to get into from the very beginning because he didn't really have access to gold, but now he does, and he still keeps on going for skirmishers. So this is quite clearly JorDan anticipating the archer move. Good unit control. It would probably be a big brain move for Miguel to go up on a flush population to try and rush the castle age instead, right? But that wouldn't give him too much of an advantage, I guess, against JorDan. But could have been good. Could have been good, you know? Go up on, I was like 26 pop and into a fast-ish castle. Could have been good. And then just go for economy. He's playing Mayans. So that could be good. JorDan is getting out to go out to the castle age, so is Miguel. As a matter of fact, if Miguel had a market, he probably would be able to click out to the castle age right away. While JorDan, on the other hand, he does have a little bit of better eco balance, right? If you take a look at the food, if you take a look at the gold, he's just going to naturally make the transition to the castle age. In the end though, both players will click up at about the same time, and given Miguel's eco balancing right now, that is really good for him. Playing with Mayans, you want to at the very least keep up with your opponent. That's going to put you in a much better position because of the more cost-effective economy from the Mayans. Yeah, notice Miguel is just going for full archer production over here. Is not interested. He is not interested at all in going for any feudal pressure. Instead, he's going out with some of the archers. He's got to be careful over here. Now, JorDan doesn't know where Miguel's units are. He's trying to chase those. And Miguel's got to be careful because he wants to keep these units alive by the time he can go for the crossman upgrade, by the time he can go for Bakin arrow. Have he gone up just 30 seconds later, those archers would have already gotten spotted. It's good for Miguel though, doesn't now taking one archer down, make the two archers very soon. There's a scout over here, however we have two archers from the red player to take the scout down pretty easily, and he should be able to, and he's going to. Yes, he will, and the archer goes down as well. Well played. Now Miguel's got to get out of here. Oh, good unit control. Oh, notice? Yeah. He will end up losing the archers over there, so that was not the free trade that I thought he was going to get, but it's only one archer going down, you know? It's overall still very good for Miguel in terms of trade value. So, the castle age is gonna be here right now for Miguel. JorDan, 4 seconds away from it, so it's going to be pretty even for both these players still, but we have the crossman upgrade coming out for Miguel. We have the Bakin arrow coming up. Bakin arrow upgrade coming in for Miguel as well. He's gonna start putting some pressure. He's gonna try and breach through. the palisades from JorDan. There we go. It's coming in. And here comes Miguel. There we are. Bunch of villagers going down as JorDan tries to get the second TC. He succeeds, but it comes at a price. And here comes the Scorpion, the Knights from JorDan. He was cooking this up. Take the crosses down and he'll most likely not end up cleaning these units up. Going through the choke point over there is not going to do these crosses any service, but in the end, Scorpion does go down to the Eagle Scout over here. I think that was actually a pretty even trade for Miguel in terms of value of the trade, because he ended up losing all the crossbows, yes, but they were not that many, and he then managed to get 5 villagers down, plus he also got some damage done on the knights over there as well, so it was just not just the villagers, right? In the end, JorDan gets a better KD over here, but I would say the value of the units lost from JorDan is significantly higher than the value of the units lost from Miguel. So anyway, wheelbarrow on the way now for JorDan 2. There we go. Beautiful. Miguel needs armor, but crossbows and Baki is kind of expensive. Yeah, that is good for Miguel in the end. He's looking so strong. Won't be able to deny the TC, but that's delayed a little bit. And that is the 3rd TC for JorDan. Miguel, he is on 3 TCs himself as well. So from this point onwards, assuming that Miguel is able to keep all 3 TCs working, which is not going to be that difficult with this current food economy, right? He should at the very least be able to keep up. The villager lead over here should be able to prevent JorDan from catching up. Unless JorDan went for a 4 TC perhaps. But it's unlikely we'll see that, it seems to me. Sanctity's coming in for Miguel, alright. Oh. One goes down. So we have two barracks. We have 2 archer ranges for Miguel. He is in a position to go for either eagles or crossbows. Crossbows would definitely be the easier choice over here because he's spending a lot of resources going for villagers, right? And crossbows are not going to take any food. But he seems to be going for monks right now as well. He's going for a little bit of everything. Miguel is still able to build upon his villager lead to increase it even further. He's got 11 extra workers right now compared to JorDan. And the Will player is getting Cavalier, which is good. And Miguel should be already ready for that because of the monks. Ideally, he wants to go for a few pikemen in addition to that as well. And not the best unit control, but the monk does survive over there in the end. Scout was too weak. And we see the conversions coming up. One conversion is going to connect. The knight, or the cavalier rather, will take the monk down, but one conversion has already connected successfully. Yeah, and check this out. Miguel is even going to spot the mangonels from JorDan, and he will take both these down. So that is so good. That is so good for Miguel. His military is so much stronger right now compared to JorDan's. So we're twice the military count. Working count is not quite as high as it used to be. Or at the very least, the delta over here is not as wide as it used to be. Favoring Miguel, but he is saving some resources. He will be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age. He's got a castle on the way and the resources are almost there. But JorDan, on the other hand, was able to catch up a little bit. It's only going to be a 7 worker lead for Miguel as opposed to the 11 it was before. But JorDan, he does not have anywhere near enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age himself. So Miguel is having an incredible game number 1. And this could be unprecedented. So far, at the very least, as far as Wikipedia's logs go, every time that JorDan has faced Miguel in tournament sets, he has come out on top. Back in 2019, in 2 series, for Escape Champions League and for Hidden Cup 2 qualifiers, and then in 2022 for T90 Titans League first season. That is a good attack round, but the Mammoth goes down right away. Now we have the monks coming over here. Miguel places the cards right over here. Should be able to get the conversions. JorDan is going to try and bail, and Miguel takes a little bit too long to start targeting the units. But he is on his way to the Imperial Age. He is on a much stronger military count, and he is the one to go for a 4 castle. The second castle coming up for Miguel. JorDan, he does have the resources to go for a castle, but there is nowhere that JorDan can't place a castle right now that's going to make it better than Miguel's, in the sense that he's always going to be either on the same elevation or down here, right? So now we see JorDan go for a defensive castle. That's going to certainly provide him with some defenses, but is not going to do anything in terms of, yeah, denying the castle from Miguel or denying Miguel's push. So JorDan just goes on to call the GG over here. Miguel making fantastic use of the Mayans, ends up taking game number 1. And while JorDan had a 100% win rate up until this point in tournament series against Miguel, now this is certainly looking like it could be the first time Miguel takes a series from JorDan. Let's take a look at the achievements. Better KD for Miguel, 6-5, approaching 5-4. For the economy, a stronger economy with about 4,000, close to it. Extra resources, society, a stronger villager max count for Miguel. But then in addition to that, we'll see that he did not lose a single villager. So villager max total and current counts exactly even. JorDan ended up losing a few villagers over here. Not too many, only about 6. Yeah, but definitely struggled this game compared to Miguel, right? So well played. We'll wait for game number 2. And we are in game number 2, guys. They had to rehost this. We had a little bug first time around, but now we're good. We're going to try to catch up. And we know the civilizations. JorDan, he'll be playing Aztecs. Miguel is playing with Lithuanians. So JorDan, the civilization is going to have the ability to carry 3 extra resources with the villagers, 50 extra gold upon starting the game, in addition to 11% faster moving infantry units. What am I talking about? 11% faster training military units, except for monks, but monks get 5 extra HP per each monastery technology that they research. Team bonus, on the other hand, is going to make the Aztecs collect gold from relics 33% faster. Taking a look at Miguel's civilization, on the other hand, we'll see that the red player, with Lithuanians, he does have... Oh, that's good. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna see that the Lithuanians, they do have 150 extra food upon starting the game. They will get 10% faster movement skirm spearline units, in addition to 1 extra attack on knights and light units per each relic garrison, up to 5, up to 4 extra relics. So up to 4 extra attack, up to 4 relics total. Besides that, we also have for the Lithuanians for the team bonus 20% faster work in monasteries, and that's going to be about it. This, of course, is going to take place on Kilimanjaro, if I did not clarify what the map was before. And Miguel's going to be the one putting pressure. He's got some militias. While we wait for the militias to come forward, let's take a look at the map generation for the players, starting with Mr. JorDan's. The main goal is going to be down the south. Secondary goal is going to be towards the northeast. Main stone towards the southwest, secondary stone on the right hand side as well. Some of these resources kind of exposed, especially the stone over there, the gold over here, and the stone over here. But this gold is actually pretty good. So if he ends up going for some walls maybe from here to here and just connecting the wood lines kind of like so, shouldn't be too difficult, and he will be able to secure the gold. He will be able to secure a wood line over here, and even the berries actually. Map generation for Miguel before the militia hit. We'll see for the red player, the main goal on the right, towards the southwest actually, secondary goal on the right hand side. And then we have the main, there you go, stone up in the north, secondary stone on the left hand side. And the berries are kind of exposed over here as well. Pretty similarly, if he just connects the dots, he'll be able to secure a bunch of resources. Mainly the wool lines over here, the wool line over here, and the goal as well. So it's overall a little bit better. I think I'm liking Miguel's map generation a little bit better, but I think both these players are going to have what they need to get going until we get to the castle age and whatnot. Regardless though, here come the militias, and Miguel is going for it. Miguel is gonna try and get the villager down, so we'll see if he can do it. He cannot get the woman, but he's gonna try and go after this guy. Cannot take it though, but he still has both these militias full HP, and you know what? Gonna try and go for the weak villagers. Gonna try right now. Yeah, and it's going to make it difficult for JorDan to defend himself successfully. Miguel's pressure over here in the end does not result in a villager loss, but does result in some of the efficiency from JorDan going down. There we go. PLH is here. For JorDan. Hey, Dereka. Hi, hi. What's up? How are you? All is good? All is good? And I'm doing alright. I hope you're doing alright as well. Village here now for Miguel as well, so we have the archer range on the way for JorDan. Miguel is going for his own archer range. He is already collecting from the goal, so it's going to be archers from both these players. You are expecting JorDan to make a play for archers. He is playing with Aztecs, right? So it's going to be either infantry or archers, and he's already gone for infantry. It's going to be archers next. Now we have Minotaurs though for Miguel. I don't know about that, man. He's got almost no HP on one of these units. If it brings the arch... Okay, so he does have a third Man-at-Arms coming in. And then there is a fourth Man-at-Arms actually that now Miguel is going to try to send in too. Well, now that's a lot better. 4 Man-at-Arms will certainly be a lot more threatening than just 2 when one is pretty much dead. And Miguel does need to start sending some of the archers forward, right? And he's got the first archer already out, but where is it? Oh man, it's so far behind. He's gonna house Miguel. Kind of starting to run into the same roadblocks Ganji faced earlier. Let's see if he'll be able to sort these out similarly. It's allowing Minotaur's choice, but I am 1000 eagle pleb, right? Yeah, it was certainly kind of risky from Miguel for sure. It's a lot of resources he invested into the upgrade and into the additional units. And JorDan already had the archers coming out, so he won't really be able to make use of these. If he can hold on to the Minotaurs until he gets the skirmishers forward, until he gets the archers forward, and he can make use of these Minotaurs as a meat shield as opposed to as the only unit that he's going to try to use to get any damage down, then that could be good. But notice that JorDan was just running out of the ostrich over there, bring the resources back home, and he's going to be just fine. He's gone for the walls in a way that will prevent Miguel from coming in. On the right hand side, JorDan is connecting the walls to the edge of the map even, so that will allow him to secure this gold as well, and it's overall really good. I like it that JorDan has gone for the 4 gold and he's taken the time to get a tower up. If he manages to protect the main gold here, then he does not have the necessity to go for this gold on the back. And if he does end up getting pushed away from here, then he can fall back to the safer gold. Here we are. Skirmishes are coming in, so now Miguel's push is looking more threatening, but he's just holding on to the cusp of the mount though. He's not actually going forward. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I agree with this. After all the resources he invested into the units, you certainly want to try and make use of these to get damage down, right? Okay, so he's going back, regrouping, and now he's got a stronger army to go forward and try to get some damage. But we'll see if he can do it. JorDan's gonna be the first player to click out to the castle age, and Miguel is getting very close himself once again, and similarly to game number 1, Miguel's eco balance is not as good as JorDan, so it's gonna take a little bit longer for him to click up. And JorDan's already building a substantial head start to the castle age for himself. And mind you, Miguel's getting some idle DC time, so it's gonna go up about 50 seconds later or so, but he's going to go up, yeah, on only 1 extra villager, so it's not ideal. It's open! It's open! It's open! JorDan, let this open. I think there might have been a tree over there, a little bit sloppy from the blue player. Now that's gonna be 1 villager going down, and that's gonna be another villager going down. Yes, sir! Can wave goodbye to the woman. Die Frau! Dead. Forcing another defensive tower from JorDan, the blue player. It's gonna start collecting from both these golds. Castle H is here. JorDan's going for scale mail armor +1/+1 for his eagles. Miguel's bringing the Minotaurs over. He needs to keep these at hand, so he's going to have defense against the possibility of eagles, of course. And here come the archers from JorDan. He's got to be careful. He does not have crossbow or buck and arrow. There is nothing special about the archers from the blue player as they are currently, and Miguel should be able to take care of those with the skirmishers alone, although he was probably expecting to see eagle warriors perhaps. He's bailing though. Okay. Alright. It's gonna be in the castle age very soon. I guess he wants to wait for the upgrades. He doesn't really have too many units right now to really warrant an upgrade. Maybe crossbow. Buck and arrow for sure. The crossbow upgrade, I'm not really sure about it. Instead, he's gonna try and make a play for knights. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense as a matter of fact. Well, Lithuanians? Yes, it's got double stables and the monastery in the way, so it's gonna be full knight. And monk production over here is gonna try and go out and collect the relics. If you take a look at the relic location, one of those is going to favor Miguel, one of those is going to favor JorDan, and then 3 we are going to have pretty much neutral. Over here, over here, over here as well. This one favors the blue player, this one favors the red player. There we go. Right hand side. Miguel is roaming around. Going back home. The Minotaurs go down. We were not really expecting Miguel to take a good engagement over here against this amount of eagles from JorDan, but it's certainly not the best position for the red player still. He does have extra units coming forward though. Oh, and he managed to deny a relic from JorDan. He's coming in with the knights, and JorDan is open. JorDan is open. He was trying to get the quick walls up over there, but there's just one tile between the archer range and the house, as the knights failed to capitalize on the potential for damage over there. JorDan's efficiency does take a little bit of a hit, but not too much. Still better compared to Miguel's, interestingly enough. Let's take a look at the gather economy time up until this point. It's been better for Miguel, interestingly enough, despite the fact that the Aztec villagers carry extra resources. And this is probably just by virtue of the worker efficiency throughout the game being a little higher for Miguel compared to JorDan, that we see the red player stay ahead, and now he's sending the monk out, so he's going to try and collect this one. He's got 2 monks, as a matter of fact, and he is collecting already one on the right hand side. He's gonna try and get this one. Is gonna try and get one on the left hand side. I'm pretty sure with the 3rd monk that he's sending out right now, and that could be really good. To be honest, man, even with 2 relics, this already lives or puts Miguel in a very good spot. In the Castle Age, getting 2 relics alone is so good. The thing about Lithuanians is they do not get Blast Furnace, so getting 2 relics basically allows them to catch up to the damage that they would have gotten otherwise if they had access to Blast Furnace in the Imperial Age. But in the Castle Age, 2 relics on their own right are amazing. If he went for Iron Casting, he would go up to +4 attack, which in the Castle Age is insane. And if he does end up collecting 4 relics, oh man, that just puts Miguel in a much better spot even, right? So he's got 2 relics already, and there are still 2 relics up for grabs. There's one on the right hand side, there's one on the left hand side. He had 3 monks, however he did not send the 3rd monk over the left hand side, and it seems like JorDan's going to collect this relic. We take a look at Miguel's point of view. It seems like he might not have known where the relic was, and he might not know where this relic is. He does not have vision of it, so it's going to be in the end 3-2 favoring JorDan for the relic control, of course. But once again, with 2, it might still be enough for Miguel to take a better engagement over here. That's a lot of knights over here while the conversions are coming in for JorDan. It seems like in the end, Miguel's going to come out on top. At the very least, it's very hard to tell, but the hill advantage over there favors JorDan. And the blue player does end up pushing Miguel out of here. As the red player continues going for more and more knights, he's got 3 stables right now, so triple stable knight production, while JorDan's got triple barracks eagle production, but this should be better for Miguel, so long as he's able to sustain production. Should be in a much better position. Right now, none of these players has a strong enough economy to really sustain production of military units, mind you. Especially with 2 TCs, Miguel has to make a choice. He's gotta make a concession over here. Does he go for villagers or does he go for military? If he wants to go for both, obviously he's not gonna be able to do it quite as nicely. If he just goes for military, that's going to have an impact on his economy. And right now we see the monks coming in from JorDan, and there is a pause. Let's take a look at 8 PM. Okay, yes, both players are here indeed. There we go. convert the knights from Miguel are now wreaking havoc around his economy. But he should be able to hold on over here. The problem though is the consistent eagle flood. JorDan keeps on sending the units. Miguel's economy takes a hit. And as Miguel's economy needs to be very strong for his knight production, this is actually really, really good for JorDan. Might allow the blue player to snowball this a little bit. For a siege workshop on the way for JorDan as well. Miguel, he tries to get the counter raid going. It's unlikely he'll be able to get away with this. He's trying to break the incorrect palisade. And JorDan was already paying attention over here, so he will be able to react over here on time. At the very least, should be able to. We'll see. Yeah, and the 4 siege workshops coming up. So, the knights. Yes, they did destroy the palisade. But the reaction from JorDan is swift as well. He gets the walls up. The house up over here. He's gonna be fine. It's unlikely Miguel will be able to come in anytime soon. And because of the economic woes, Miguel will instead decide to make a play for light cavalry now. Beautiful. JorDan is untouched for the most part. Currently, while Miguel is under a lot of pressure, we have the Eagles, the Monks, Mangonel. And the amount of monks that Miguel has gone for as well certainly should suffice to defend his push over here against however many knights Miguel might want to make a play for. In the end though, Miguel is just gonna try and make the play for light cavalry, and here he comes! And the Eagle Warriors are there, the conversions are coming up, and it seems like the light cavalry are going to get cleaned up, and in the end, while a lot of the monks went down, and JorDan's going down to 8 monks total over here. He was still able to come out on top, and Miguel's trying to break through. Won't be able for the time being. JorDan brings a few defensive units, but Miguel should be able to clean these up. And now he's gonna try to come in once again, and it's very important. If Miguel is able to breach through over here, that's gonna have a huge impact. If he can come in and start disrupting actually JorDan's economy, that is how Miguel starts coming back into this game. At this point in time, he's producing villagers from both the TCs still. The worker count is about the same for both the players. And there we go, he's coming in. And this is huge, guys. This is huge. Here comes Miguel, and JorDan won't be able to protect all these villages, but Miguel dropped the ball. He could have taken so many villages over there. It seems like he was not paying attention, probably paying attention back home. As there is the counter raid coming in from JorDan, and Miguel needed to go for the quick walls. In the end, the Eagles will still end up taking a bunch of the villages over here. Meanwhile, Miguel's units, they are taking villages down, but that's a lot of pikemen coming in from JorDan. It seems like the blue player is going to be able to defend over here against Miguel's push. While Miguel crumbles against JorDan's push with villager after villager going down in a trail of death. Miguel just goes on to call the GG. And JorDan's gonna be the one equalizing the series over here. So once again, very, very, very similar stuff to what we saw earlier today. Going through the achievements. What am I doing over here? Sorry, going through the achievements. We'll see for military a better KD for Miguel, just barely, but it did not matter because efficiency of the trades was significantly higher for JorDan. For economy, we see a higher eco count for JorDan, significantly more so, collecting about 700 extra resources. Society is going to be better for Miguel as well, collecting about 3 extra, or getting about 3 extra villagers max count over here. However, he was the one to take the most losses, with 21 villagers going down compared to 11 from JorDan. So Was not possible for Miguel to catch a break this game, and JorDan's gonna be the one coming out on top. Well done! Let's wait for game number 3. And we find ourselves in game number 3 in front of a tied up series to see who's coming out on top, not only in this game, but to get the set, of course, going for them. And at this point in time, whoever wins is going to go up on the table by 1 point. Whoever loses is going to go down the table by 1 point. Miguel, he is playing with the Dravidians. JorDan is playing with Italians. The map in question is Shoals. So we have these players on the left and right hand sides respectively. We will enable predictions for game number 3 as well. Now that the series is tied up, I think the predictions are going to be a little bit more interesting. Guys, for the next 5 minutes, you'll be able to predict who you think is going to win game number 3, and thus the game between Miguel and JorDan, when JorDan is option number 1 and Miguel is option number 2. For the civilizations, we were expecting to see Italians from JorDan. I wasn't exactly sure what Miguel was going to go for, but Dravidians seems to be a somewhat safe choice over here if he had gone for Khmer, or if he had gone for, what was the other civilization that he had available? Both of those were going to struggle big time against the Italians, right? Because of the possibility of Genoese crossbows and the fact that the Italians get so many bonuses for water or hybrid maps that it's ridiculous. Starting with the Bull Player Civilization as such, we'll see the Italians get a 15% discount on fishing ships, as well as a 15% discount to go up to the next stage. On top of that, JorDan Civilization will also give him 20% cheaper gunpowder units. He's gonna have, in addition to the 20% cheaper gunpowder units, also 33% cheaper dock and university upgrades, while for the team bonus, they have access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. Miguel Civilization, on the other hand, for the Dravidians, the red player is going to get 200 additional wood upon reaching a new age, in addition to a 50% discount on barracks upgrades. Besides that, Miguel will also have, for the Dravidians, come on man, what is it? I'm actually forgetting right now. Dude, what is the other thing? They get the extra wood. They get, oh my lord, I'm just having a, what do you call it? Blackout? I don't think blackout is the right term, but I have talked about Dravidians before. You know that I know it, and you know probably what all the bonuses are. Anyway, at this point in time, there we go. It just came back to me. 25% faster attacking elephant archer and skirmisher units. While for the team bonus, they get 5 extra population space per dock that they go for. So the dock's going to be a little bit more cost effective because of it. So I got it. 2.5 minutes left for the predictions, guys. Option 1, JorDan. Option 2, Miguel. For who wins game number 3. And as such, who takes the series. Anyway, FLH is on the way much earlier for Miguel. Interestingly enough, JorDan seems to be playing for, if not a fast castle, a fast tempo over here is going up. Is it like it for you as well? JorDan asks. Miguel says nope. There is a pause. So let me take a look at what the ping's looking like for both these players. It's not actually very high. JorDan's got, is that 41 ping? And 43 for, yeah, for Miguel it seems like something else might be causing the lag over here. Regardless though, Yeah, JorDan is actually going up on a population that would suggest a fast imp approach.
Yes.
On a map like Arena, for instance. Alright, they're just going to restore. Let's go back. So we resume where we left off. Yes, and... Oh! Miguel just lost his scout actually to JorDan's TC. Well, that's a rough start of the second half of the game. And JorDan's asking if that was because of the chat. I can delete my scout, he says, and Miguel's like, well, don't worry about it. So it seems like JorDan's not going to delete his scout. Such good sportsmanship from JorDan over here, offering to delete his scout. In the end, Miguel says not to worry about it. He's got a villager coming in forward. And he is probably aware of JorDan's strat over here, right? So he's going for a 4 barracks. He's got a blacksmith back home. And he's got 2 dogs starting to produce galleys from these JorDan. JorDan went to 4 fishing ships. So the fast imp approach on 28 villagers usually involves 28 villagers, right? So this is not going to be a fast imp from JorDan. Since he cannot really protect his fishing ships, it's going to be in the end more like 24 villagers and 4 fishing ships. And if he ends up losing the fishing ships, that's going to go down to 24 eco units only. So, you know, if Miguel plays his cards right, should be able to take the fishing ships down over there. He's going to try. Yeah, he's going to do so. One is going down already. Well done. Sticking another one. Beautiful. He's got to be careful. Yes. Yeah, and JorDan goes down to the 7 eco units. And yeah, the castle should be on the way for the bull player, but going for something like a fast in from this point onward is going to be pretty darn difficult for JorDan if he cannot make use of the fishing ships, of course. It's like an archer range is coming up now for Miguel as well.
Salve.
JorDan's walking away from the crocodiles. Miguel already has the archer ranges. He's got archers coming out. Very soon he's gonna start putting some pressure, but he does not really know what JorDan's base looks like. He knows about the walls over here, and that's going to be about it. He doesn't know about the walls in the back, but he's probably expecting to see it, right? You on the left-hand side, JorDan's gonna be the one trying to go for pressure here. However, we're gonna see stables coming up, I presume. He's got the barracks. He's got 1 stable back home. Yeah, and it's gotta be stables. Maybe a few houses for JorDan early on, and then once he gets to the castle age, a siege workshop, perhaps. We'll find out. Oh, here come the archers. No, JorDan was coming out, trying to collect the deer. He's going to end up taking a few losses over here. At the very least, one of the villagers is going to go down, and yes, sir. That's going to add to the fishing ships that JorDan lost for the most part. And I think that's 2 villagers. I'm not really sure where the first villager went down, but JorDan, he had gone for 4 fishing ships and he lost 3. So losing a villager over there, he should be up to 4 eco losses. So there's got to be something that we have missed over here. 1 villager going down somewhere. And probably a little bit earlier. Probably behind the house over here. Some building that we cannot really see past. Not even with our powerful zoom. JorDan, though, being the first player in the castle age, goes for the War Galley upgrade. He starts going for knights, and he's got the monastery on the way. Or he's got it already. He's got the monk on the way. He's got the knight coming out already, and he's getting to the wall line. And JorDan, fortunately for him, or actually unfortunately for him, does not have enough HP on the knight to just stick around over there. So he gets pushed away. And Miguel, well, Miguel right now, he is going for the Castle Age himself, but it's going to take so much longer for him to get the one relic coming in ready for JorDan. Which is good. Right hand side. Fire ship. Left hand side. JorDan has managed to get another knight in. Has managed to get a villager yet though. Yeah, you know what? The defense from Miguel has been really good, and JorDan's knight unfortunately has not really had the best pathing that I have seen, so he struggles to get the villagers down. In the end, he does end up taking all the fishing ships though. So JorDan kind of catches up over here, Nico KD. And Miguel, well, Miguel's not going for too many extra archers. The units that he's got right now is bringing back home because he needs them here. He needs them here to defend against the knights from JorDan. So up until this point, we have seen the blue player be in the Castle Age for much longer than Miguel, but he's not gone for any extra TCs. Instead, he's got a defensive siege workshop he's going for Magnus with, and he's got a monastery 4, and that's about it. He doesn't really have much of anything else. The villager is probably going to end up getting picked up as well. Yeah, Miguel's already aware of her. JorDan keeps on trying to keep the pressure up. Hey, second TC on the way for blue finally, but just at the same time, we see Miguel go for his own second TC. Here we go. And it seems like both the TCs are coming up. However, because Miguel's got vision of this already, he's going for a siege workshop to put pressure and potentially push the TC away from JorDan for sure. And the game has stabilized right now, and it's looking neck and neck. On the left hand side, in water, Miguel is not going for any navy units. On the right hand side in water, JorDan is not going for any navy units. He's going for fishing ships. This is going for no military, just eco units, and that's good. If he ends up taking all the docks down from Miguel, then that's going to allow him to take advantage of the water, right? So if he takes advantage of both DCs plus the water, that might allow him to keep up with worker production, given the fact that Miguel has actually added a third DC. JorDan kind of needs to make use of the docks over here to try, or the dock over here to try and keep up, but he's not really going for any extra fishing ships. Alright. Hey, how did the villager ever survive over here? Miguel seems like he might not have realized about the villain in the end. I thought he would. But one villager goes down on the right hand side though from JorDan. As Miguel's pressure. It's building up. And on the right hand side, it's going to be also Miguel. The one to get the Manuel out. The one to start putting pressure against the TC. There we go. There's a monastery for JorDan. He's got Sanctity coming up. I don't know that he's got Redemption, but he could go for it as well, and he could defend himself that way as opposed to making use of Siege. Could potentially work as well. Right now, it's not so much the case though. Redemption is in right now for JorDan. Miguel's coming up with the mountain once again. JorDan is collecting the second relic. Did he end up losing the one on the left hand side? What happened? He had collected one relic over here. Did he try to... I think he might have tried to bring it back home and probably got picked up somewhere. Hey, Private Noble. Hi, welcome back. There we go, we got the monk and the conversion's coming up and it's not connecting. But is it though? It's not connecting. Miguel was forced into deleting the Manel. He had to. If the Manel had gotten converted, then the castle over here would have gotten delayed significantly. Now it's going to get delayed a little bit, but it's coming out for sure. Well, with a Manel under JorDan's control, that might not necessarily have been the case. Good defense. How are things in Argentina? Awful. As per usual. A lot of breaks. The game is lower than I thought. I think I might need to skip third period of the Bruins game. Ah, rip. How long is a nice hockey game, by the way? Maybe your weather is good at least? Yeah, if you like hell on earth, yeah, it's pretty good. In all seriousness though, actually the weather has been good the last couple of days. It's not been hellish for a change. Like for instance today, it's, well, where I live anyway, not everywhere in Argentina of course, but like right now, if Windows works, it's 29 degrees. That is not too bad. That is not too bad. Tomorrow it's going to be 33 though, according to the forecast. And on Friday it says that it's going to be 35 actually. So that might be a little bit rougher. 60 minutes, but unlike football, they cut the clock whenever there is a pause in play. So it usually lasts 2.5 hours or so, including the 2 15-minute intermission. Right. Correct. So I think what they have done for the World Cup this time around is that they are keeping track of all the downtime, right? So they have much longer additional time at the end, which would be kind of the same as stopping the clock, but with the difference that, well, it doesn't stop. In the end, you do end up playing the 90 minutes, but it also takes like 2 hours. Anyway. That's a lot of breaks. 2.5 hours for 60 minutes of gameplay. Imperial H will be here for JorDan earlier. Miguel's going up to the Imperial H himself, and he's got a castle on the way. That's gonna be the second castle on the right hand side. JorDan's got a siege workshop coming up. Remember, Italians get 20% cheaper gunpowder, so going for bombard cannons is definitely a possibility for JorDan. I would go as far as to say that it's not only a possibility, it's going to be a necessity for JorDan. If he's gonna be holding on against Miguel on double castle turret production, he kind of needs to go for it. So we see chemistry coming in right away for JorDan. Miguel is going for the university himself. He's got it. Still about 45 seconds away from the Imperial H. There we go. Chemistry is here finally for JorDan, so not only is he already on 2 trebuchets, but he's got bombard cannons on the way. Down the south, he was thinking of going for a forward castle with a bunch of villagers. And the unit control for Miguel has been good, preventing the crosses from going down right away to the scorpions, but in the end he does end up losing them anyway. JorDan brings the monks, in addition to the scorpion and whatnot. So, on the right hand side, JorDan is looking fantastic. Miguel gets the first trebuchet out. He does have 2 castles over here, so it's actually going to be the first batch of trebuchets. He's going to deploy both these. Of course, in JorDan trying to repair the castle. While JorDan, on the other hand, was able to keep up because of the head start to the Imperial Age. He does have the trebuchets himself, right? And here he comes. Taking the castle down from Miguel. Yes, sir. Well, JorDan is keeping his own castle up now. Because of the bombard cannons, he's able to take the trebuchet down over here. And if Miguel gets pushed away from here, he's basically out of the game. He does not have access to the left-hand side, and JorDan's had the time to get a castle up in front of the neutral gold on the left-hand side, so it's unlikely Miguel will be able to get access to that one. Back home, the lumberjacks over here are under a lot of pressure from JorDan's crossbows, and then on the right-hand side, the castle goes down and the TC goes down over there as well from Miguel. Then JorDan's gonna be the only player with access to gold, and that, my guys, it's gonna be game number 3 going in favor of JorDan, and Miguel looks so good for game number 1. As we stated, historically, every tournament set that both these players have played against each other have gone in favor of JorDan, and this is not going to be the exception. 2-1 in favor of the German player, Miguel. On the other hand, ends up losing 1 extra point on the table in JorDan. JorDan's going to go up by 1, so we'll take a look at it. But first, the achievements. There was a restore over here, so not all of this is going to be 100% accurate, but I would go as far as to say that KD is probably unaffected because I don't think we saw too many units go down before the restore, right? So yeah, for the most part, it's better for JorDan, actually approaching 3-2. Stronger economy for Miguel by a lot. Society. Stronger villager max count for Miguel. He ended up on the highest amount of villagers at the end of the game, interestingly enough, but JorDan, of course, he was in a better position. The only player with fishing ships. The only player with access to gold at the end of the game. It was just going to continue going in favor of the blue players. You can see he was picking up steam over here in society. And for economy as well, towards the end, you can see a little bit of a an uphill trend over here, right? So that was going to be good. Well done.